vampire and dragon defeated. Oh, we had our fun. Finished every quest released in 2001. 22 full years of questing, baking a death we cannot do. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2002. Welcome back to June 17th, 2002. The fishing and cooking never ceases, but something new just happened. It's trying to use food, well, raw fish, on the fire to cook it, obviously. But I misclicked and used it on the fishing spot instead. And the fishing spot just moved. That's also a thing that can happen. You release the raw salmon back into the water like the wonderful and kind person you are, and it floats away slowly and awkwardly. Did you actually think that would work? That is an achievement. Catch and release. Attempt to release a raw fish back into a fishing spot. Apparently, the raw fish are not still alive. Just kind of floats down the river. We try. We try. All sorts of just random, wild achievements out here. Definitely something you can look into doing, if you want to. But I would rather get the cooking experience than drop my fish back into the water. But that's just me. So I'm going to do so. Probably not another 15,000 times right now, but we do have the option to do that. Lots of fishing to come. 76 cooking. That is salve eel and gissel potatoes in Daemonheim. Yeah. Oh, so much stuff in Daemonheim. Really getting the exponential amounts of experience here between levels. Another 87,000 to a fishing, 138,000 to a cooking. And we're not even that high level yet. Only in the 70s. Although, to be fair, that's not too shabby for 2002. So, doing pretty good. 45, fire making. Less experience for this skill. That is a quest requirement. Maple logs, which we can now light. Teak pyre ships, and evil maple trees. So, don't think we really have much reason to go burn in maple logs, really. Well, that's okay. We will need fire making levels in the future, so this is fine. Byproducts. Works for me. Another bag of piratey somethings has been added to my inventory. Let's make sure this isn't coins or anything here. 114, 340. And then feathers and law runes. What are we looking at? It is chimes. And we got a title. Amazing. Could put those in the currency pouch, but they don't exist, and neither does the currency pouch, so goodbye, 5,000 chimes. We will be having some adventures in the Wushenko Isles once they actually exist. So, that'll be nice. 73 fishing. No unlocks. 77 cooking. That is stop burning fried onion topping, and also stop burning the dinosaur meats. Fantastic. None of those exist yet. That's okay. Just noticed something happen here. Somehow managed to fish 21 trout in a row with no salmon. That is That seems very unlikely. Huh. We've been fishing a lot of fish, but still, that seems unlikely. Wild. 74 fishing. That is no unlocks, as we can see here. But it is 950 total level. That's pretty good. And it's also enough fishing for now. We still have 11,000 feathers, so we can still come back and do plenty more fishing. And we still do need more fishing levels, but for right now, I think it's time to get on with things. We are in a position where we can go do updates. So I'm going to go stand in a field, as I am wont to do. There is nothing here north of the Sears Village pub here. Just a nice empty field to stand in and talk about updates. On July 10th, 2002, there was a bit of bug squashing. A variety of bugs were fixed, stopping people from being able to teleport from the high-level wilderness dungeon. You couldn't teleport from the higher levels of wilderness, but the high-level wilderness dungeon apparently didn't count as being in the wilderness, so you could just leave, which was going to be a very nice way to escape, but not intended. So that was fixed. Iron arrows were accidentally made free to play, and that wasn't supposed to be something that happened. So free to play goes back to only having bronze arrows. There really are a lot more free to play restrictions, like any trees better than regular trees, apparently any arrows better than bronze. Now, compared to the amount of things that are actually in the game, it's still a decent chunk is free to play, so can't complain too much. Oh, also, it's free, so there you go. And back into the wilderness, and, well, also connected to both of the first two things. Something to do with the wilderness and arrows. You would get skulled from retaliating from ranged attacks, so that was fixed. The whole point of the sculling system is to have it when you attack someone as the aggressor. And if you can just trick someone into getting skulled, that is not good. And continuing with arrows, there was a bug. If multiple people were attacking the same target with their ranged weapons, the arrows would stack wrong. Exactly how they stacked wrong and how they changed the stacks, hard to say. But presumably it was like combining together or not combining together on the ground somehow. Not a huge deal. Shadow spiders out in the deep wilderness dungeon would stop your potions from running out. So say you had your stat boosting potions, some of the shadow spiders would stop the drain from happening. They still drained your prayer, presumably, so it's not exactly free, but definitely a weird interaction. That was fixed. The recovery questions were saying that they were not set, even if they were set, and that was causing some annoyance, problems, a little bit of not being too confident in how things are going. So making sure it actually did say the correct information. Very helpful for anyone wanting to make sure their recovery questions are working. Attacking players as they retreat immediately was not working as intended. the whole wait 3 rounds of combat before you can retreat, and then you have to catch back up to them in some description. PvP in RuneScape Classic was definitely a different thing. And again, with ranged, if you kill something with ranged, you would sometimes run off in a random direction. So that's not the intended way that should work. Seemingly a lot of ranged and PvP related bug fixing here. Making sure things actually work. It's a pretty solid idea. On July 12th, 2002, we got some new ways to pay for membership. You got credit and debit card. That was already an option. But now you have such fascinating choices as virtual checks, check by fax, direct debit ACH, Western Union, PayPal, Citibank's See2It service, just pay with cash, or maybe a wire transfer, or a money order. Like, pretty much every possible way of giving money is now an option. Just wild choices. Mail them an envelope of cash. It's something you could do. I don't know. July 18th, 2002. Andrew Gower had went on a short vacation, and the game promptly kind of broke. So we had to cut his vacation short to come fix the game. And while fixing it, also, they were going to be moving the database to a new 6 times faster server. July 19th, 2002, it was on that new faster server. So, that went pretty well. 6 times faster, can't complain about that. On July 20th, 2002, they got a new and improved customer support system. Easier, quicker, and more reliable. Which is all things you really would like with a customer support system. So, that's fantastic. July 23rd, 2002, we get to an actual in-game update here. And specifically, this building we're standing in is one of the things. There's actually quite a few things. We'll get to it. The coal trucks. You can get your coal out of the coal trucks here near Sears Village, but you get the coal from the coal trucks over this way. So we got this rail that the coal trucks go down, and by go down, we really mean the coal is teleported over to Sears Village there. But that's okay. Functionally, it makes sense. So we just take this whole cart here, and then we get to the river. On the other side is where the coal rocks and the putting the coal into the coal truck is. But we can't get over there from this direction. Instead, we need to go all the way down around the fishing guild and then up on the other side here. This log balance to cross here does not exist yet. Mostly because the agility skill doesn't exist yet. That's okay. We also have this house here. It's going to be used in a quest. As per usual, a lot of the new places are mostly used for future quests. Or current quests, really. The future is now. Very good. So, we've got a little bit of stuff up here in this corner. But we also have a lot of stuff further to the south. So let's head over that way. Since we were passing by Ardoin here, figured we can go and look at the other area that was added here, over in Brimhaven. Previously, we just had Brimhaven here. Not too much to talk about. But we've gotten additional Karamja locations here. Specifically, right over here, where it is Jungly 2. We got all sorts of fun stuff here, like a gold mine, and poison scorpions, and a little watchtower, and another gold mine. Gold here anymore? There it is. It's over somewhere. Huh? There's a mine symbol on the map. Might also be in the dungeon, I guess. That's fine. Was gold here too. Doesn't matter. But yeah. More mines that actually work. Because this is a gold mine, and it does have gold in it. Brilliant. We will be returning here for a quest. Again, most new areas connected to quests. Much like the next bits. Previously, south of the monastery here, there was nothing. But now, there is something. Wow. We've got some Khazard stuff. Over to the west, we've got the fight arena. And over to the east, we've got Port Khazard. Not too much going on here at all. We got an anvil, a general store. That's pretty much it. They don't quite have the same things in here either. There is going to be more updates here in Port Khazard. If we just check this general store here, shopkeeper, he sells some interesting things. Probably not quite what we should get. Shop? Any shop here? Might not be a shop here. Because our general store. Probably just a general store. But yeah. Swamp paste and baling buckets. That's later. For more things that are going to be happening over here on the docks. Specifically, the one thing that should be on these docks isn't here. And that is a guy called Daki, who would sail from Port Khazard over to Brimhaven. He's no longer here, unfortunately. Later, there is more things here, but for the time being, not a lot going on. If we leave Port Khazard for a little bit and head to the south, we will find a mine. And it's got rocks and everything you could dream of. Previously, this mine had copper, tin, and mithril, and it now has runite, so nothing here we can really use, unfortunately. Instead, we're just going to make a loop around the fight arena here. Kinda. There's not really a south to go, so I think we'll just go to the north here. The arena is also slightly rotated, much like so many other things. Just the sides that things are on. The main complex is over here. The buildings are still to the north, though, so that's still mostly right. There's also a few more buildings to the west here too now. So overall, it's a place. It's the same place. It works. And then next, we have to go even further west. There is a very large wall right around here between the river and like one tiny little spot right here where we can slip through. And now we're at the Tree Gnome Village and Battlefield. Tree Gnome Village is a place. It's got a whole hedge maze to get inside. Very expansive. Very cool. And then the battlefield is a battlefield. No huge shocking surprises there. These will be used in a quest. Once again, like most new areas. If you're gonna make a whole new area, you might as well get some content out of it. It does make a lot of sense. Here they are fighting, having a great time. And then on this side of the battlefield, we have another wall. By the looks of it, we might be able to squeeze past here. It's definitely an awkward situation getting over to this bridge here. For the most part, these walls don't really get in the way, so it's fine. Just need to go all the way down to Tree Gnome Village or along the river here. That's okay. And the bridge has also shifted slightly and then shifted back. It's a system. It's a system. And then there's a place we can only get to during a quest that has come out. And potentially a few oak trees and dirt west of Remington. That's released at some point here. Exactly why 3 oak trees were added to Remington when oak trees are members only. It's a good question. Eventually there's going to be a few more things over near Remington. But for now it's just some random trees pretty far away from anything useful. But kind of closer to the Remington General Store if we were still wanting to use oak trees. But that's not really how it's going to be. So we've got a few big chunks of new areas, and it all connects to the quests. 3 quests were released. We've got Holy Grail, Tree Gnome Village, and Fight Arena. Going down the list here, the first one is Holy Grail. So we're going to need Excalibur and potentially some other things. So let's go get everything together that we need for the first quest here. To reclaim Excalibur, we just need to come over to the Lady of the Lake and buy it back for 500 coins. The Lady of the Lake hands you Excalibur. That was necessary. Would really not have been good to hold on to Excalibur that entire time. So 500 coins, that's no problem. And one interesting thing to note here, now that we actually have Excalibur, is the requirement change. Previously, it was a level 20 attack to wield Excalibur. Now it's level 30. So the quest requirement was changed to 30 attack. We have a 60 attack though, so it's not a problem for us. We've accomplished this very easily. Probably would not have been able to get to this point, especially Dragon Slayer, with 20 attack anyways. So we would have gotten the level for actually wielding Excalibur. No problems. No matter how we wanted to do this. But there's really no other things that we need for the quest. So we're just going to head on over. Actually, we're going to have some problems here. Mostly due to the rewards of Holy Grail. The rewards are experience. The experience is calculated. And the numbers that they decide to go with are very, very high in the prayer experience department. We just barely eked out the defense requirement, since we really haven't leveled the defense more. And they're not even lamps, so we can't get away with destroying the lamp either. Technically, we really could just do the quest here. It would be fine. It wouldn't even be a problem at all. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and train prayer. We got a few options for how to do this. And by a few, I mean literally 2. We could go kill chickens and bury regular bones. Or we could go kill giants for big bones. Those are the only bones that exist currently. And we need to get 43 prayer. And that is going to be 1,559 giants. That's a lot, clearly. But I think we can do it. We're gonna get food nearby in Barbarian Village. Go get the key that allows us to go into the convenient shortcut. I think we should be okay. 1,500 regular giants. Not going to be the longest giant slaying task that we're going to be going on. But I really would like to earn this prayer experience from this quest. So I think it's worth it. And having higher level prayer will be beneficial here too. So, a massive grind that I didn't exactly expect to have to go do right now. But that's okay. 37 prayer. That is protect from magic. That is not actually a thing yet, interestingly enough. For RuneScape Classic, the prayers that we are actually working towards here, that would be the level for Paralyze Monster, which is definitely more impressive than just protect from just magic. But Paralyze Monster is also not a thing anymore. Would be pretty cool to have, but no. Once we get to the other protections, that is a partial replacement for Paralyze Monster. Unfortunately, in current year, Protection Prayers also only block 50% of damage, where they used to prevent 100% of at least their style. So we're kind of not doing so great as far as just prayer is concerned. Not quite as useful as it used to be. We are getting some runes, I guess. Don't know if we're going to be keeping the nature runes long term, but at least just having them available. It's an idea. Not really worried about any of the salvage. It's all very low level salvage. I guess we could technically alch some of it since we're getting all these nature runes. I guess that's one thing we could do with the nature runes. Why not? Gonna have to look at the drop tables here, make sure we're doing everything acceptably. But what we're really here for is the big bones, of course. So that is the main concern. This is going to take a little bit, but prayer is not the fastest skill, so that's okay. It's to be expected. 59 strength. No unlocks. One more level. That'll be even with attack. So that's pretty cool. 38 prayer. No unlocks. Just more prayer points. That's always something. I've got a bit of a system going now, where I bury a bone after every hill giant kill, and leave some bones just on the ground, so I can pick them up when I run back around again to bury them on the next kill. Also going a little bit lower on health here, just to get this level before I go fishing again. They don't do a huge amount of damage, so that's not an issue. But, yeah. But nothing. Getting more fire runes than nature runes would be necessary to use with. Alching the more valuable drops, basically. That is that trip, at least. Hard, not really a trip, really, since it's only up to the fish and back, but that's okay. Another level is another level. Just found a loop path of a key as a drop. That counted for the collection log. Still don't really need or have the ability to really use at all anything from the crystal chest, so probably not gonna worry about that. A dragonstone could be nice in the future, but really not helpful yet, so not gonna worry about that. But collection log slot, I guess. Definitely not what we're going for, but here we are. And there goes the last of the nature runes. Unfortunate. Seems like the drop rate of nature runes is definitely not very high. If we actually wanted to get nature runes, there is better options, for sure. And I guess there's the tooth half. Well, we could have. We really could have went and got the crystal chest open. Oh well. That's fine. Again, can't really use anything in there anyways. 60 strength. Achievement. Milestone. Very good. Unlocking the full potential of the Dragon Longsword here. Also, 2 quest requirements. The Sarket Ohm, the Bandos Throne Room, Julia Shortcut, God Wars Dungeon Access, and the Argonite Mall. With that, I think we're going to switch over to defense experience. I don't think having a slightly higher defense level is going to help a huge amount, since a lot of it is in the armor, which is a little bit substandard. Black kite shield and all that. But just getting these levels up is also helpful. And also, we got combat 72 back when we got that prayer level. So we're 72 combat now. So that's nice. Still plenty more giants to go. And there's another giant champion scroll. That would be an interesting thing to have once that exists. Unfortunately, I think we're going to be doing all of our giant grinds before champion scrolls are a thing. So, yeah, that's slightly unfortunate. Just going to appreciate it. Just look at it on the ground. How delightful. How fantastic. And also, 53 defense. Nothing. But since it's such a lower level compared to strength here, it's actually significantly quicker to get levels here. Less experience and all that. 39 prayer. No unlocks. Besides more prayer points, of course. 54 defense. And that is Sorcerer's Boots in Daemonheim. Another one of those random Daemonheim drops that you really don't use. Wild. 62 Constitution. Really just sneaks up on you a little bit. Never a skill you're really technically trying to train. There is Portent of Restoration 7. And also the attuned one. Okay. Yay. More health. That's always good. I'll take it. 55 defense. And that is actually a lot of things. I'm going to go upstairs here and look at it without giants attacking me. That is the Rune Berserker Shield, Rune Spike Shield, Infinity Armor, Red Dragonhide Armor, Granite Armor, along with 55 Strength, the Helm of Naetsnot, the ability Debilitate, the Anti-Dragon Shield with a mole on it, the Good Raider Chain Body, Good Raider Shield, the Magic Shield Bow Sighted, and the Saradomin, Zamorak, and Guthix God Bows, along with 55 ranged. Of these things, Debilitate is useful once Evolution of Combat is a thing. And we're going to get the Helm of Naetsnot from a quest. So I guess that is an option when we get that. By that point, I don't think we're going to get too much use out of it. Should be able to store some things. And 55 is only slightly better. It's got some prayer bonus, but nah, not really worried about it. Probably not going to go get Infinity. That would be quite the grind. Most of these things are not particularly great. One more step towards more useful unlocks, I suppose. 40 prayer, milestone, achievement, all that. And also some unlocks. Quest, or rather, mini quest requirement. God Cloaks and Miters, and much more accurately, protect from missiles. Basically, it's protect from ranged. And that's actually a prayer that exists already. There is no protect from magic RuneScape Classic. There's just the paralyzed monster business. So, That's slightly different. But Protect from Range is still here. And it's the highest level prayer that exists. So that's pretty interesting. Still, a few levels to go. 56 defense. No unlocks. Did get level 73 combat, the previous defense level. It's just kind of shorter in there, less noticeable. That's an exclamation point, I guess. Running a bit behind on fire runes. I'm just gonna grab some more here. Really, it's not worth alching the smallest items here, especially if you're having to buy the fire runes. No, probably just gonna sell these to the general store, alch the rest of them, and see how we continue on. 41 prayer. More prayer points, and that's it. That's fine. Was getting a little behind on nature runes there, but there's a drop. So that's nice. Gonna alch a bunch of stuff. Yay. 57 defense. Absorption boots in Daemonheim. More weird dungeoneering boots. Okay, sure. Alright, there's something. Might have seen one of these earlier. Wasn't paying attention. But there is a ruby. We can do something with that. Specifically, make an amulet. But yeah. I think we'll go do that too. I think we have all the levels and things. We do need to pick up some cosmic runes. But those are also here, so that should be fine. Alright. And there's the cosmic runes. Perfect. So I'm going to go get a pickaxe and an amulet mold and a piece and some shears and a piece of wool and a chisel and make a ball of wool and mine a gold, make a gold bar. Everything required to turn this ruby and these cosmic runes into exactly what I want. Okay, that should be everything we needed. Got the ball of wool, craft the ruby, smelt the bank pin, which is hilarious because we don't have a bank. Well, that's not the problem here. Just make a gold bar. That's the first step. It's definitely an interface, isn't it? Gold, ruby amulet. That requires 50 crafting. We got 54. So that's perfectly fine. Attach the string, ruby amulet. Head over to the skilling magic. And with 49 magic, level 3 enchant, we get an amulet of strength. Very nice. Let's see here. Should be in loadout. If we take off all the other equipment, we can see the actual stats of things here. The Amulet of Defense has some benefits. Commence. A little tiny bit. One strength bonus. It rounds down. It would be in the full evolution of combat numbers, it's 8.7. So it rounds down to 0.87 or possibly 0.8 or possibly 0.9. Exactly how this whole system works is a question. But strength bonus of 1. Okay, can we see that right here? No, it has strength bonus of 0. It exists. But the Amulet of Defense also has the same 0.87 small number, whatever, in ranged and magic. So technically, it's still our best range amulet we can get. But if we switch over to the Amulet of Strength. Our strength bonus goes from 0.87 to 1.87. So basically more than twice as much strength bonus on the Amulet of Strength. Shocking. Shocking. So that is definitely better for melee. Doesn't give any bonuses for ranged or magic. Well, that's okay. I think we'll keep this Amulet of Defense to Alkit. 700 coins. That's pretty good. But yeah, there you go. Well, that is an upgrade. Drop all the other stuff we don't need. And head back to the Hill Giants. Looking nice. Looking nice. 58 defense. That is hardened penance armor. Fascinating. 42 prayer. No unlocks. Except it is a quest requirement. Also, last defense level was a combat level. Maybe someday we will catch that we got a combat level when we get a level here. That day is not today, apparently. 78 cooking. No unlocks. We're using just a few fish for this. Not like we're directly training fishing and cooking here. 59 defense. No unlocks. 43 prayer. And that is a mini quest requirement and protect from melee, which doesn't exist and is only half as effective as Paralyzed Monster would have been. But there we go. We've got protection prayers. It's pretty neat. And that's also the level we needed to get the appropriate amount of experience from Holy Grail. So let us actually go do that now. I'm gonna go get a few more runes first, though, for teleports and such. Also, ended up from just the coin drops and alking, got 46,000 coins. That's pretty good. That brings our cash stack up to 157k. Not bad at all. Alright, let's get to it. We start by talking to King Arthur. Now I am a Knight of the Round Table. Do you have any more quests for me? Aha! I'm glad you are here. I'm sending out various knights on an important quest. I was wondering if you too would like to take up this quest. Tell me of this quest. Sounds intriguing. Well, we recently found out that the Holy Grail has passed into the world of Gielinor. This is most fortuitous. None of my knights ever did return with it last time. Now we have the opportunity to give it another go. Maybe this time we will have more luck. Begin Holy Grail. Accept. I'd enjoy trying that. Go speak to Merlin. He may be able to give you a better clue as to where it is now you have freed him from that crystal. He has set up his workshop in the room next to the library. Very good. Yeah, we saved Merlin. He was in a crystal. Now he's not. Very cool. And here is his workshop. We got crystal ball, cauldron, other magic paraphernalia, a fire rune. Always a good choice for a mage. Hey, Merlin. Hello. King Arthur has sent me on a quest for the Holy Grail. He thought you could offer some assistance? Ah, yes, the Holy Grail. That is a powerful artifact indeed. Returning it here would help Camelot a lot. Camelot a lot? Great. Due to its nature, the Holy Grail is likely to reside in a holy place. Any suggestions? I believe there's a holy island somewhere, not far away. I'm not entirely sure. I spent too long inside that crystal. Anyway, go and talk to someone over there. I suppose you could also try speaking to Sir Galahad. He returned from the quest many years after everyone else. He seems to know something about it, but he can only speak about those experiences cryptically. And where is Sir Galahad? Galahad now lives a life of religious contemplation. He lives somewhere west of McGruber's Wood, I think. We saw his house earlier. But we're going to go with the first hint there and go to the Holy Island. Somewhat nearby, I guess is relative, because they mean Entrana. And that, of course, means going to Entrana, which is always a situation. We lost our cooking gauntlets the last time we needed to go to Entrana, and we didn't bother getting them again, so we don't get to lose them again here. So at least we have that going for us. I think we can possibly bring the Amulet of Strength on. It was like only the Amulet of Defense, for whatever reason, didn't count. Might even be able to wield this cape. Worth a shot. But since we're actually doing part of a quest here on Entrana, we need to be a little bit more careful. It's going to take a little bit of time being on Entrana. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of video editing magic. So I can go through the entire dialogue and examine the situation, while also spending as little time as possible on Entrana to attempt to not lose all my things. That is, in fact, the dream here. Now let's drop some stuff. Quickly. Most of this we can get back with just money, so that's not a problem. Yeah, we can bring the Amulet of Strength. Perfect. So we need to go to Entrana here. I want to talk to the High Priest. Or maybe not. Alright. Let's go back. Talk to Entrana, travel. Need to make sure we're doing things right here. Because if we mess up, it's a problem. Let me just pick all this stuff back up. See what we're actually needing to do here. The goal here is to actually do this correctly. We just need to speak to the High Priest. Yeah, there just wasn't any relevant dialogue right there. We just need to choose the correct one more quickly. Let us drop the things again. You also need... nope, can't add to the tool belt. I already accidentally did that. Can't do it a second time, at least. We got that going for us. Right, quickly. Need to speak to the High Priest. And he should have some information for us. Kinda, sorta. Just need to be quick about it. Many greetings. Welcome to our fair island. Alright. We have to ask about Entrana. Hello, I am in search of the Holy Grail. Because that's the option we chose, obviously. The object of which you speak did once pass through Holy Entrana. I know not where it is now, however. Nor do I really care. My goodness. Did you say the Grail? You are a Grail Knight, yes? Well, you best hurry. A Fisher King is in pain. And some random crone popping up. What's going on? I would, but I don't know where I'm going. Go to where the 6 heads face. Blow the whistle, and away you go. that's some information. Okay. What are the 6 heads? The 6 stone heads have appeared just recently in the world. They all face the point of realm crossing. The point of realm crossing? The realm of the Fisher King is not quite of this reality. It is of a reality very close to ours, though, where it is easiest to cross. That is a point of realm crossing. Find where 2 of the heads face, and you should be able to pinpoint where it is. Okay. And what's a Fisher King? The Fisher King is the owner and slave of the Grail. Well, he's got the Grail. That's what we're looking for, I guess. And what do you mean by the whistle? You don't know about the whistles yet? The whistles are easy. You'll need 1 to get to and from the Fisher King's realm. They reside in a haunted manor house in Misselin, though you may not perceive them unless you carry something from the realm of the Fisher King. Okay. That's information. I will go searching. Good luck with that. Hopefully that was everything we needed. Hopefully. Worst case scenario, we can come back. But fast enough to get our things back at least. Intrana. Always a situation, isn't it? Well, let's check the quest log here. Get a magic whistle. You carry something from the realm of the Fisher King to a haunted house. We need to go where the 6 heads face and blow the magic whistle. Alright. So we will start with getting the magic whistle. But we need a thing from the place, and to get the thing from the place, we need to follow the other bit of information here. And that is going over and talking to Sir Galahad. He was west of McGruber's Wood. It's an easy enough place to get to, especially with our teleports. So nice. We got a decent stack of law runes right now. Will be interesting to see how far that gets us. There's no shops that sell law runes, so we need to get them just from drops. And also some drop tables have changed that no longer drop the law runes. So it's definitely a whole situation out here. Anyways, over to Sir Galahad in his house here, right between McGruber's Wood and the coal trucks. Hopefully all these giant bats aren't screeching all day and night. That would make it very difficult for his religious contemplation out here. Galahad, welcome to my home. It's rare for me to have guests. Would you like a cup of tea? I'll just put the kettle on. Brother Galahad hangs the kettle over the fire. How nice. Just having some tea. Delightful. Very specifically, we need an item from the realm of the Fisher King. We can ask him some other questions. Looking for Sir Galahad. I am Sir Galahad. Although I've retired as a knight, and now live as a solitary monk. Also, I prefer to be known as brother rather than sir now. Half a moment, your cup of tea is ready. Brother Galahad gives you a cup of tea, and that's an achievement. Not the most difficult achievement. No matter what you tell him, he gives you a cup of tea. So that's fun. And then he starts making a second cup of tea. We ask him more questions. I am on a quest to find the Holy Grail. Ah, the Grail, yes. That did fill me with wonder. Oh, that I could have stayed forever. The spear, the food, the people. What? What are you talking about? The Grail Castle. It's hard to describe with words. It mostly felt like a dream. So how can I find it? I did not find it through looking, though, admittedly, I looked long and hard. Eventually, it found me. And why did you leave, if it was so cool there? Apparently, the time is getting close when the world will need Arthur and his knights of the Round Table again. And that includes me. He doesn't seem too excited about that. Leaving was tough for me, so I took a small cloth from the table as a keepsake. I don't suppose I could borrow that. It could come in useful on my quest. An item from the realm of the Fisher King. Galahad reluctantly passes you a small cloth. I better get on with the quest. Half a moment, your cup of tea is ready. More tea. If you do come across any particularly difficult obstacles on your quest, do not hesitate to ask my advice. I know more about the realm of the Grail than many, and I have a feeling you may need to come back and speak to me anyway. Really? Let's get another tea. Do you get lonely here on your own? I mean, he's doing a whole solitary monk business here, so I think that's kind of the point. Sometimes I do, yes. Still, not many people to share my solidarity with, as most of the religious men around here are worshippers of Saradomin. Half a moment, your cup of tea is ready. More tea. Living the dream, getting piles and piles of tea. And I better get on with my quest then. And more tea for me. This is just an infinite tea printing machine, which is delightful. And now we need to bring the item from the realm of the Fisher King to the haunted house. And that is Draenor Manor. So we can teleport to Lumbridge. It's really great. Really great having all these teleports. It's just a great time. Run past the traumatic chicken enclosure. Right. How many chickens do you think we've killed? They give like 25 experience each. We have 282,000 magic experience. Yeah, that's more than 10,000. And that's just magic. We also did a lot of range there. That's another 2,000. Got up to about that level in all of these. That'd be another 6,000. We're rocking like around 20,000 chickens at least. And we have all their feathers that we've been using. It's very spooky here, Draenor Manor. My goodness. Have not been back to Draenor Manor in a while. There's gonna be a few more reasons to come back here in the future. But for right now, we just need to go get a very specific item. Way upstairs. And in here, magic whistles. Ta-da! And we get 2 of them even. Brilliant. So now, we've got the magic whistles. And we have the table napkin. So now we just need to go deal with the stone heads business. Which is definitely something. There is a few of these mysterious statues staring off into the distance around the world. This one here is facing directly south. And there's more of them around the map. There's one over near the Fishing Guild. There's one over by south of Ardoyne. One in Brimhaven. It's very interesting. Although there used to be all 6 of them. One here in Sears Village. One near the Fishing Guild. One near the Necromancer's Tower, which is the one south of Ardoyne. Brimhaven, Port Sarim, and Taverley. Looks like specifically the ones in Port Sarim and Taverley were gotten rid of, moved around, with all the graphical reworks and all that. But if you go to all of them, you can triangulate the location. I guess it's not even really triangulation if there's 6 of them. But in general, we get what we need to know here. And that is, we need to head over to Brimhaven. And that whole new area that exists now. Shocking. No, not that shocking. A new area exists. It's getting pointed to by the new things that exist. All makes sense. We just run past the barbarian outpost here. Yeah, a lot of stuff in a lot of places doesn't exist yet. In some situations it's pretty awkward, but at least here we're okay. We can mostly make do. It's okay. And if we want to get to Brimhaven, just need to head through Ardoin here. I guess we technically could have gone down to the boat dock here. Don't know if that actually connects. Probably check the map. Either way, we can sail over to Brimhaven. And we are right where we need to be. Specifically, we can even see it. Well, with the further render distance. That is another thing that has vastly changed. You can only see like 10 tiles away from you or something. Even less in... Well, about that much in Classic. A little bit more in RuneScape 2 eventually. But yeah. The render distances are much further. Although, they're doing a little bit of trickery here. If you check the actual world maps, Karamja is not really that far away from other places. So they have invisible walls where instead of showing the things that are right over there, it's just the sea. Because otherwise, at certain ports, you're like 10 feet away from the next island. It's kind of silly. Here we are. Past the scorpions and the gold mine. Blow the magic whistle. And this brings us to a much more old school looking area. Got old trees. And it's just kind of a mess, honestly. Not exactly what Sir Galahad was talking about. Looking a little bit less vibrant. And here we have the Black Knight Titan. He is glorious. One of the oldest models in the game. And there's an entire quest about him later, which is hilarious. But we need to fight him to progress. He is level 28 in RuneScape 3 here. Originally, he was level 146. Had like 6 times more health, was 10 times stronger. But yeah, at this point, he's been nerfed into oblivion. Probably along with everything in the Evolution of Combat update. So let's talk to the Black Knight Titan here. I am the Black Knight Titan. You must pass through me before you can continue in this realm. Oh, have at ye, O evil knight. He's at 250 health. We did 124 damage. 2 hit. Nope. Oh, we need to use Excalibur. That's fine. Yeah, except for the whole fact that Excalibur is not as strong. Oh, please hit. We can 2-hit him with our Dragon Longsword, but it doesn't count. There we go. Ta-da! And that's what we needed Excalibur for. He's just that spooky. Black Knight Titan. Mean and powerful. Well, besides only being vulnerable to the final hit with a level 30 weapon, he's not too powerful anymore. So here we are, in what's looking like not a great spot. Got some random fires everywhere. Don't know what that's all about. Hello, peasant. Woe is me. Our crops are failing. How shall I feed myself this winter? Well, he's not doing too good. Yeah, I can see the crops failing here. It's a bit of a mess. There's a fisherman. Hey. Hi. I don't get many visitors here. How's the fishing? Not amazing. Not many fish can live in this grungy stuff. I remember when this was a pleasant river, teeming with every sort of fish. Negatives and negatives over here. Yeah, this place is a dump. This place used to be very beautiful. However, as our king grows old and weak, the land seems to be dying too. That's a problem. And how do we get into the castle? Why, that's easy. Just ring one of the bells outside. I didn't see any bells. You must be blind then. There's always bells there when I go to the castle. So, the castle in question is this up here. And I think we need to actually talk to him for this bell to spawn. It's looking a bit run down, eh? Holes in the wall. There's some fire over there. The Holy Grail? Probably. Take the Grail bell. Ring it. Ting-a-ling-a-ling. Welcome to the Grail Castle. You should come inside. It's cold out there. Somehow, you are now inside the castle. We just kind of walked through some bricks, I guess. Castle is also looking pretty run down. There's tree roots exposed in the floor. Concerning. Welcome to the Grail Castle. Why, thank you. Let's see what we can get up to here. Upstairs, we have the Fisher King. The Fisher King of the Fisher King's realm. More likely than you think. Maybe drop some tea here. Ah, you got inside at last. You spent all that time fumbling around outside. I thought you'd never make it here. How'd you know what I've been doing? Oh, I can see what is happening in my realm. I've sent clues to help you get here, such as the fisherman and the crone. You don't look too well. We're looking for the Holy Grail, but let's be a little compassionate here, too. Nope, I don't feel so good either. I fear my life is running short. Alas, my son and heir is not here. I'm waiting for my son to return to this castle. If you could find my son, that'd be a great weight lifted off my shoulders. Who is your son? He's known as Percival. I believe he's a knight of the Round Table. I shall go and see if I can find him. And I seek the Holy Grail. Any information about that? Ah, excellent. A knight come to seek the Holy Grail. Maybe our land can be restored to its former glory. At the moment, the Grail cannot be removed from the castle. Legend has it a questing knight will one day work out how to restore our land, then he will claim the Grail as his prize. Any ideas how I can restore the land? None at all. Ah. Mind if I have a look around, I guess? No, not at all. Please be my guest. What a hospitable king. So he gave us some information. We need to find Percival. Another knight of the Round Table. Now, let's go back. Talk to King Arthur. See if he has any information on that. Presumably he would know where his knights are. One would hope. Hello. Do you have a knight named Sir Percival? Ah, yes. I remember young Percival. He rode off on a quest a couple of months ago. We were getting a bit worried. He's not back yet. That is worrisome. He was going to try and recover the golden boots of Arcanesis. Any idea which way that would be? Not exactly. We discovered some golden magic feathers. They're said to point the way to the boots. They certainly point somewhere. Just blowing gently on them will supposedly show the way to go. King Arthur gives you a feather. Alright. Wonder if Sir Percival got these feathers. That sounds like a very useful thing to have if you're trying to go find these boots. We blow on it. The feather points to the east. So we got another things are in a direction part of the quest here. And this time, instead of 6 statues in predefined locations, we can blow on this feather wherever we are, and it gives us a direction. So, to the east of here, and if we teleport, we can get another location to the northwest of here. So, teleporting around really does narrow down your search locations. It's not the most specific of what direction we need to go, But it's definitely north. Northwest, northeast. It's not hotter or colder or anything. It's just a general direction with a little bit of leeway between whether it's northeast or northwest. There's no northwest or anything like that. Somewhere nearby in the Goblin Village, though. You might have seen these back when we were doing Goblin Diplomacy. But here's some sacks. We can prod the sacks. You hear a muffled groan. The sack wiggles slightly. So let's open the sacks. You hear muffled noises from the sack. You open the sack. Wow, thank you. I can hardly breathe in there. It's Sir Percival. Hi. You're welcome. How did you end up in a sack? It's a little embarrassing, really. After going on a long and challenging quest to retrieve the boots of Arcanesis, defeating many powerful enemies on the way, I fell into a goblin trap. I've been kept as a slave here for the last 3 months. A day or so ago, they decided it was a fun game to put me in this sack, then they forgot about me. I'm now very hungry, and my bones feel very stiff. Your father wishes to speak with you. My father? You've spoken to him recently? He is dying, and wishes you to be his heir. I have been told that before. I have not been able to find that castle again, though. Well, I do have the means to get us there. A magic whistle. You give a whistle to Sir Percival, and you also tell him what to do with it. Okay, I'll see you there then. Alright. Easy enough. And now we need to get back to Brimhaven. So we don't have any Ardoin teleports yet. That's not a thing yet. We can either run down to Port Sarim and cross across all of Kramja, or teleport to Camelot and run all the way south in order to be there. About the same. We'll just go this way. This is fine. So yeah. That's what we needed the second magic whistle for. So that worked out nicely. Everything's working out. We're less finding the Holy Grail, more helping with the Fisher King realm stuff, but it all ties back together. Like the king said, we are a knight, and we're going to help, and then we get the Grail as a reward, or something like that. Good enough. Good enough. It all works. It all works. We just need to take another boat ride. We got plenty of money for that, so that's not a problem. We got 157,000. Very solid. We could take many a boat ride. One thing we need to worry about in the future is any situation where we can't have the coins with us. At least until the money pouch exists. At that point, we're pretty much good to go as far as coins are concerned. We will see when that happens. I think there's going to be at least one where we can't have anything at all, and another one where I think we can have some things. We will cross those bridges when we get there. It does kind of limit how much I want to invest in certain things if we're going to have to get rid of them sooner rather than later. But for the time being, we're pretty much as good as we can get. We could technically train smithing to get better shield and helmet. The helmet would be quite the ask, though. That would be Rune. Now here we are in the Fisher King realm, where everything is now nice. The trees are the large new trees. Black Knight Titan's gone. The crops are coming in nicely. You got some sheep. Everything's looking up. Everything is looking up. The castle looks more put together. Just everything in general looking better. Way out into the distance. That far away, it was probably never really intended that you could even see that. There's the edge of the world. Now we can just open the door instead of teleporting through it. Now they have they got flooring, they got a nice table. Everything's great. We'll head upstairs. Go talk to the king. But now it is King Percival. You missed all the excitement. I got here and agreed to take over duties as king here. Then, before my eyes, the most miraculous changes occurred here. He says here a lot, my goodness. Grass and trees were growing outside before our very eyes. Thank you very much for showing me the way home. So, is your dad dead? He took over duties as king, and everything is fine now. It seems to really be a big connection here. The status of the king and his health and everything connected to the entire land. Alright. See if the old king's anywhere around here. Not really. And he didn't say we could go take the Holy Grail, but we're going to anyways. If he didn't want us to take it, he would say. We fulfilled the prophecy, probably. I'd say it's fine. Just pop up here and take the Holy Grail. And there's an infinite supply of Holy Grails, apparently. Try to take another. You feel taking more than one Holy Grail might be greedy. We can destroy the Holy Grail. Probably don't do that either. I'll take my tea back. But there we go. We kind of saved this tiny little realm here by getting them a new king that wasn't at death's door. I'd call that a win. Everyone's doing fine. Except for the old king. He's probably dead. But he was dying anyways. Nothing we could do about that. But here we go. We succeeded in getting the Holy Grail. Talk to King Arthur. How goes thy quest? I have retrieved the Grail. So, pretty good. It's going pretty good. Wow, incredible. You truly are a splendid knight. Quest complete. We get 2 quest points, defense and prayer experience, access to the Fisher King realm, yay. And later, we get the ability to use King Arthur as a picture in our play around house. So, that's fantastic. From the experience here, once again, that is RuneScape Classic experience. It was assuming 50 defense and 43 prayer. So by getting 43 prayer, we are getting the correct 11,000 prayer XP. But we would have gotten 18,000 defense experience instead of the 15,300. But that's fine. That's fine. Continue. And there we get some levels. We got a prayer level and a defense level. Delightful. 44 prayer. That will be Eagle Eye and Overpowering Force once ranged prayers exist. And also, once ranged prayers are also changed to those, but that's a whole situation for later. And 60 defense, milestone, achievement, and entire massive pile of things. We got a quest requirement. We can wield Orichalcum, Dragon, Corrupt Dragon, Intricate Castle Wars, Black Dragon Hide, the Taktiz Ketzil Shield, Argonite Soulbell, and Gallowleather and Daemonheim. We also have Griffolic, the Anti-Poison Totem, Dragon Rider Boots and Gloves, Obsidian, Relic Helms, Dragon Ward, Elder Shield Bow, and Thagat Longbow in Daemonheim. Lots of things at level 60. Of these, most of these do not exist for a long time. But Dragon Armor, technically, is going to be pretty soon here. Going to be pretty difficult to get it, though. But could be useful in the future. And besides that, it's just a nice level to have. And now, we can switch to training melee in all the stats at once. Just to even it all out. I guess technically first we want to even out the experience to be closer. Because we're at 277, 273, 280. But as we get more quest rewards and everything, that's also going to change the amount of experience, so not a huge deal either way. So there is a quest completed. We can drop some of the other bits here. Technically we need to go back through a lot of that system if we ever want to go back to the Fisher King realm, but we really don't. We really don't. Don't really need the brass key right now. Hold on to the nature runes for a little bit, I guess. See what we want to do with them. Oh, there we go. And there is still 2 more quests on this date. So we will go and do those next time. Goodbye.